You're watching Inside Automotive with Jim Fitzpatrick.
Dealers saw record profits and margins just a few short years ago, but with inventory returning the way that it has to pre-pandemic levels, dealers are now facing a slowing market. I don't need to tell many of you out there. So today we're learning what can be done to maximize profitability. Here now is Kevin Frye, Marketing Director at Jeff Wyler Automotive Family. I know that you've seen him here at CBT News before, as well as maybe every seminar and a conference out there is one of the best speakers on the tour. So Kevin, thank you so much for taking the time out of your schedule to join us. And what say you about this weakening market here and what's going on?
Well, Cars.com put out a great graph earlier this year on automotive demand in the United States. And of course, during COVID, we saw a pretty significant slowdown, but that was addressed pretty quickly with the government stimulus checks. Of course, we as dealers did very well. In the last few years have been pretty good.
Yeah.
But in the last 18 months, we started seeing this slowdown.
Yeah.
And that's a reflection of a couple things, Jim. Obviously, we had record high inflation rate. The Fed moved in to raise rates, which raised our lending rates.
Yep.
And then you combine that with economic uncertainty, and we started getting this slowdown. But I want to take it a step further because we can literally, if we get into our Google Analytics and look at the month of October of last year, that's when it really got aggressive. And I can break it down to the week when Israel was attacked by Hamas. I think what happened there is it just really amplified the economic uncertainty amongst our shoppers. And that's when we in the industry really started to see the big slowdown.
Really? You can track it right back to that week, huh? That's amazing. Yeah, that maybe that was a huge wake-up call for everybody to say, whoa, wait a minute. what if this thing gets out of hand? Where do we stand financially? Maybe we should hold on to our cash. But it's interesting. The car business is hard to keep down. As you know, many of the dealers that I speak with around the country are saying, yeah, it's a slowdown, but we're still holding our own. We're still doing okay. We're still doing, as one dealer just said that I spoke with this morning, we're still doing way better than 2019. So have you found that to be the case as well?
I definitely think it's still pretty challenging. In fact, if we look at our total lead counts year to date, we're down 30%. So I'm talking phone calls, forums, chats, you name it. And if you look at a graph of that, you can actually see that really taking off that slowdown in October of last year. And we're seeing the same thing that dealers across the country are seeing. Now, the good news is with a lot of aggressive and creative marketing, we have been able to maintain, if not slightly increase our website traffic levels.
Mm-hmm. And how do you go about that? I'd be remiss if I didn't ask on behalf of the dealers. What?
You want me to give away all our secrets, Jim?
Well, just tease us with a few.
We've pursued some other avenues. I mean, the simplest answer I'd give you is we leverage a lot of third-party traffic from our partners that are out there that are spending a lot of money marketing. And of course, we're probably being a little bit more aggressive in our spending as well to try and pull in that traffic as things slow down.
Yeah.
But the thing that really concerns us, Jim, is that even as we're maintaining those same website traffic levels, why are we seeing a 30% reduction in total leads? And I think probably one of the most valuable things that I can share today is that consumers, a large portion of them, are sitting on the sidelines. I mean, the people buying cars right now are the people that need cars. They have to buy a car. But the traditional car shoppers that we might be able to sway with an attractive offer, they're in equity, something to that effect, they're sitting on the sidelines because they have concerns about inflation, the economy, and then just the high lending rates equals higher monthly payments for it.
Yeah, no question about it. So what have you done to improve conversion in a slowing market? I mean, you named a few things, but...
Absolutely. Yeah, the name of the game is affordability. And you need to focus, dealers need to focus on affordability offers. And by that, I mean low APRs, low monthly payments, things to that nature. One of the things that we've been testing is actually putting out weekly payment offers. I mean, we're trying to be as creative as possible to put the most affordable, attractive options in front of our consumers that are leery about the market. It's also important to share that the Get Pre-Approved tool on our website is seeing record use, but that really makes a lot of common sense with the consumers out there that are concerned with higher rates.
Yeah.
Can I get financed? And they want the ability to define that and see the answer on our website.
Yeah, that's actually a great idea because a lot of people don't want to go through maybe the hassle, or I should say the impossible embarrassment if they land on a car at a dealership and the salesperson's got to say, hey, it's not going to happen, you can't get approved on this, or you can't afford this monthly payment, or what have you. So I could see where that would be a good place to start for many consumers, right?
You're absolutely correct. And the great news is with the technology we have today, we can provide a frictionless experience with minimal effort for our shoppers to find out, hey, can you get me financed?
Yeah, that's fantastic. So you mentioned a few, but what are your recommendations for all dealers in a challenging market?
My simplest advice is to rise to the challenge. And I share that, you really kind of have three choices as a dealer in a situation like this. Number one, I could sit in the corner and cry the blues. Number two, I could use the blame finger and point at anyone and everything around me and say, hey, it's their fault.
Yep.
Or three, and most important, this is when true leaders emerge in times of adversity and challenge. And I can promise you here at Jeff Wyler, we take that third option. We view this as an opportunity to become better.
Yeah.
And by that, I mean, when you come through adversity, it drives us to be more competitive,
Sure,
more efficient, and to be stronger in the future. And not only that, to be more consumer facing. And the reality is we've had a slow upward growing market really since 2009, which has been great. But now is also an opportunity to become even better.
Yeah, no question about it. You're right. You can't go in the corner and cry about it or point the finger at others. You got to take the bull by the horns and go, here's what we're dealt. Let's deal with it. And actually, all of your employees there at Jeff Wyler are looking to the leadership for you all to do that, right? People want to be led.
Absolutely. And you call it the military in me. You always want to adapt and overcome, right?
Yeah.
And this is a time that's more important than ever to clearly communicate to everyone on your team how we're working, or you're working aggressively to overcome the challenges in place and to sell those cars that we want to get out there.
That's right. No truer words are said. So Kevin Frye, Marketing Director at Jeff Wyler Family Dealerships, thank you so much for joining us on the show. Very much appreciate it. It's always great catching up with you. Have you got any things planned in terms of attending some of these conferences that we'll see out there this summer?
I will be speaking at the CX Auto Summit in June out in Los Angeles and sharing the results of our latest user experience study.
Wow.
So I look forward to see some of our great people out there.
That's awesome. Well, thank you so much for taking the time with us today. Really appreciate it.
Thanks, Jim.
Thanks.
Thanks for watching Inside Automotive with Jim Fitzpatrick.